I'm here to convince you to save. Am I gone nuts? Can you believe that you need somebody to convince somebody to actually save? Now there are these three categories of people. One who save, and one who think that they can save, and third category is people who actually think they do not need to save. This is for people who think that they can save and for people who think they do not need to save. It's surprising I'm making this video to influence you to actually save. It is for those people who aren't able to save or who think they do not need to save for the future. So please share and subscribe to all your friends and relatives who actually think that they cannot save, or all those friends and relatives who think that they should not save. Now, those people who think that they can save, or those people who think that they shouldn't save, their view about savers is like, oh, all savers are losers. And those people who save, well, all savers are winners. Let's take the first aspect wherein the people think that all savers are losers. Why do they think that savers are losers? Before I forget again, please share it to people, because they need to be convinced to start saving for their own future benefit. So this person who actually doesn't save, who thinks he doesn't need to save, looks upon the saver and he believes that all savers are losers. What aspect does the saver actually lose? That aspect which the savers actually lose is actually indirectly an advantage to the saver. What the saver actually does is he sees his neighbor purchasing cars, fancy expensive equipments, fancy expensive gadgets, fancy food, fancy visit to restaurant, experiential travel, whatever, a fantastic vacation. He sees him traveling and then he decides, hey, I need to save. I don't need to follow somebody who is doing all those aspects which are too expensive for me. I don't need to follow the Jonases. I don't need to be like somebody else. I just need to see my own financial condition and start saving for my better future. So now if you look at a saver's perspective, he is actually gaining from a term of discipline. He is actually gaining in terms of self-control, which is very, very important when it comes to mind control. He is controlling his mind. He is in control. He is control of his own self. He is control of his own finances. That is turning out to be an advantage to the saver. But wherein the person who actually thinks he not need to save, he is like thinking, oh, today he should live whatever he is earning. He should live for the day. Well, of course, we don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. I'm not saying to live for the day, you should not save. You can always live for the day, be happy with whatever you are under just self-control, not going for this extra aspects which is going to actually add to your burden. If you take on that heavy debt to buy the fantastic car or the expensive car, it's going to add on to your debt, isn't it? And if debt is going to increase, it's going to add to your financial worrisome. It's not going to give you peace of mind to come out from your active job and work on your passion. The person who thinks the saver is losing up a lot of aspects is actually gaining. And when he starts saving, the person who thinks that the saver is losing, then he also can develop self-control, self-discipline, control the mind, not to follow the pleasure senses to be happy. Because your pleasure senses to be happy is not going to last like forever. You always need to be in that constant gratification, instant gratification, so that you can resolve your senses. Your senses says, oh, let me go for the dream vacation. Oh, I need to go because somebody else, my friend is going. Your mind is not in the control. You just follow what somebody else is doing. So that is the aspect which the person who thinks that savers are losers is actually losing on the aspect of self-control and mind control. which is very important aspect when it comes to a long-term discipline in life. And discipline in life keeps you happy. So that was the aspect which I wanted to share about savers being losers. They are in fact winners because they gain advantage with respect to their mind. They gain advantage with respect to the instant gratification. They do not need to chase somebody else's dreams to fulfill their own. They can chase their own dream of being financially independent and then working upon their own passion in the future. Because today, after saving over a period of time, a small amount of saving could mean like going on a dream vacation, spending time off from your work. Even though you may not be having sufficient leaves, you can take a paid off because you have sufficient saving which you can rely on for those few days. And if you have a saving which is even slightly more than that person who can only rely on the savings to go on a vacation, if it is slightly more, you can think about investing that into assets or investing that into building assets to provide you income. And even slightly more could mean like financial independence. It will like you are already investing now and then you are deriving income from these assets because you have saved and you have saved significantly, leading to a financial freedom. It leads you to a freedom wherein you can say, now I want to retire, I want to do something which I can be happy, I can do something on my own passion, or I can continue working wherein I'm enjoying my work as well I'm earning this extra income, this second income wherein I can deploy it for other aspects of life which make me live comfortable. Or I may just decide to reinvest that income from assets, to reinvest it so that I can have choices in life to make a better decision in the future. If I have this financial asset, if I have this financial muscle, then I can take a choice, I can take time to decide about a certain aspect. I may want to pursue a passion. I can decide how I want to pursue it because I have the financial muscle. So there are different choices which one can make based upon his own financials. And savers, as a matter of fact, are winners, whether you think they are losers or winners. Either way, they are winners. See you.